Happy morning, children. Today we are going to study class 6 mathematics chapter 5. Name of the chapter is Understanding Elementary Shapes. Understanding Elementary Shapes. In this chapter we are going to study some more things about line segment, then polygons such as triangles and quadrilateral, then angles, different type of angles, etc. First one, measuring line segments. Measuring line segment. We know that for a line segment, it has a starting point as well as an end point. For a line segment, it has a starting point as well as an end point. Otherwise, we can say it has two end points. Then, so there will be a definite length. Since a line segment has a starting point as well as an end point, it has a definite length. Then next one, how to compare two line segment. Compare means which one is longer, which one is shorter. First method, there are different methods to compare line segments. First one, comparison by observation. Comparison by observation. If two line segments AB and CD are given, just by observing the line segment, we can say CD, line segment CD is longer than line segment AB. Here, AB is shorter than CD. So, CD is greater than AB. Just by observing the line segment, we can say. So, if one line segment is very longer than the other, or if one line segment is very shorter than the other, by observing the line segment, we can decide which one is longer. Is it clear? Then, consider another two line segments, PQ and RS. But here we can't say which one is longer and which one is shorter. So, if one line segment is very longer than the other, or if one line segment is very shorter than the other, then only we can compare the line segments by observation. Next method is comparison by tracing. Comparison by tracing. That means by using a tracing paper. What is a tracing paper? It is a transparent sheet of paper. Then in this method, if two line segments AB and CD are given, first we have to take the tracing paper, then trace the line segment CD. Trace the line segment CD. Then the traced line segment should be kept on AB. Should be kept on AB, and then by observing the line segment AB and the traced line segment CD, we can say whether AB is longer or CD is longer. But this method is not a suitable method for comparison. Next method is comparison using ruler and divider. Ruler means scale. You know that your scale, I mean a 15 centimeter scale is divided into 15 equal parts. Each of these 15 parts is of length 1 centimeter. Each centimeter is divided into 10 subparts. Each subpart of the length 1 millimeter. How to compare two line segments using a ruler? First we have to place the 0 mark of the scale at the point A. That means at the starting point. That means 0 mark of the ruler coincide with the point A. Then we have to check where the other end point coincide with the ruler. Here the value is 9. So AB is 9 centimeter. Length of AB is 9 centimeter. Then measure the other line segment. Place the 0 mark of the scale at the point C. Then we have to check where the other endpoint coincide with the value of scale. Here it is 14. So the length of line segment CD is 14 centimeter. Then it is clear that CD, line segment CD is greater than line segment AB. So by measuring the length of line segments, we can compare two line segments using a ruler. There are some chances of errors in this procedure. First one, thickness of the scale. Sometimes the thickness of the scale may cause difficulties. Otherwise, positioning error. The eye should be positioned correctly. Otherwise, there is a chance of error. Next one is comparison using divider. Comparison using divider. This is a divider. As compared to other methods, comparison using a divider is more accurate. How to compare two line segments using a divider? Two line segments are given here, PQ and RS. We have to compare these two line segments using divider. For that, first place one pointer of the divider at the point P. Then place the next pointer at the point Q. Then this is the measurement. Then place the pointer at the next line segment at RS. Place this pointer at R and place the other pointer of the divider on RS. If this pointer of the divider is out of RS or out of the point S, we can say RS is shorter than PQ. Otherwise, RS is longer than PQ. Here, line segment RS is longer than line segment PQ. Now we can solve one question. Draw a line segment AB. Take any point C lying in between A and B. Measure the length of AB, BC and AC. Is AB equal to AC plus CB? First we have to draw a line segment AB. Line segment AB. Then next step, take any point C lying in between A and B. We have to take any point. We have to take any point C lying between A and B. This is point C. I take this point. Point C. Then we have to measure the length of AB, BC and AC. We have to measure AB, then AC, then BC. What is the measure of AB? AB equal to, measure it. Here it is 15 centimeter. 15 centimeter. Then what is the measure of BC? BC and CB are same. BC. It is 10 centimeter. BC is 10 centimeter. Then we have to measure AC. It is 5 centimeter. AC equal to 5 centimeter. Then we have to check whether AB is equal to AC plus CB. AB is equal to AC plus CB. We have to check AB equal to AC plus CB. What is AB? AB is 15 which is equal to AC. What is AC? 5 plus then what is CB or BC? CB and BC are same. Then BC is equal to 10 centimeters. So CB 10. Then 5 plus 10 is 15. 5 plus 10 is 15. So we can say AB is equal to AC plus CB. AB is equal to AC plus CB. Second question, verify whether D is the midpoint of AG. Verify whether D is the midpoint of AG. This is D. We have to check whether D is the midpoint of this line segment AG. We know that AD is equal to 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 3 centimeter. 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 unit. So AD is equal to 3 centimeter. Then what is DG? Here is also 4 to 5 1, 5 to 6 1, 6 to 7 1. So DG is also equal to 3 centimeter. AD is equal to 3 centimeter. DG also equal to 3 centimeter. So we can say, so AD is equal to DG. AD is equal to DG. Hence D is the midpoint of AG. Midpoint of AG. Since AD equal to DG, D is the midpoint of AG. Next topic is angles. In last chapter we studied about angles. Now we are going to study 3 types of angles. First one right angle, second one straight angle, third one complete angle. We measure angle in degrees. We measure angles in degrees. First one right angle. An angle of 90 degree is known as a right angle. An angle of 90 degree. This is an example. Here we measure 90 degree. An angle of 90 degree is known as a right angle. Second one straight angle. What is a straight angle? An angle of 180 degree is known as a straight angle. That means we know that here it measures 90 degree and here is also 90 degree. 90 plus 90, this angle. This angle is known as a straight angle which measures 180 degree. Then next one complete angle. We know that this is a straight angle which measures 180 degree and this is known as a complete angle. That means 180 plus 180 plus 180, 360. An angle of measurement 360 degree is known as a complete angle. Let us study in more detail about angles through the example of directions and a clock. First one, direction. You have heard of direction in social studies, is it? Which are the 4 directions? North, south, east and west. Suppose if we start moving from north in clockwise direction, north to east, east to south, south to west and west to north. We make one full round. We make one full round and this is known as one revolution. This is known as one revolution. Now this revolution is divided into 360 equal parts. We measure angle in degrees. So each part measure 1 degree. Then one revolution is known as a complete angle which measures 360 degree. Complete angle 360 degree. Now suppose if we start moving from north to south, then we make a half revolution. Is it? This is full revolution. So north to south, it is half revolution. So the angle will be half of 360. That means 360 by 2. That is 180 degree. So that is known as a straight angle. Half revolution, straight angle, 180 degree. Then next one, if you start moving from north to east in clockwise direction, north to east, we just made only 1/4 of revolution. Is it? We just made 1/4 of revolution. Then the angle will be 1/4 of 360 degree. That means 1/4 of 360 degree. That is 360 by 4. That is equal to 90 degree. That angle is known as a right angle. So 1/4, 1/4 of revolution, right angle 90 degree. Here we have 4 right angles. North to east 90 degree. Then east to south. This is also a 90 degree. East to south 90 degree. Then south to west 90 degree and west to north 90 degree. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 right angles are here. Now consider the second example, that is a clock. When the hand of a clock moves from one position to another, we have an example of angle. One full turn of the hand is 1 revolution. One full turn of the hand is 1 revolution. That is a complete angle. Value is equal to 360 degree. One full turn. That is a complete angle. Value is equal to 360 degree. Then a straight angle is half revolution. A straight angle is half revolution. Straight angle value is equal to 360 degree by 2. Half of a complete angle. That is 180 degree. This is a straight angle. 180 degree. Then next one, right angle. A right angle is 1/4 of revolution. 1/4 of revolution. Right angle value is equal to 360 degree by 4. That is equal to 90 degree. Here the angle formed will be 90 degree. Then now consider the examples. Suppose the hour hand of the clock start at 12 and goes around until it reach 12 again. Start at 12 and goes around until it reach 12 again. Then it completes 1 revolution. It completes 1 revolution. A complete angle value is equal to 360 degree. Then suppose the hand of a clock start at 12 and reach at 6. From 12 to 6. Start at 12 and reach at 6. From 12 to 6. Then that is an example of a straight angle. The angle formed will be 180 degree, half of revolution. This is full revolution, this is half of revolution. So value will be equal to 180 degree. Then suppose the hand of the clock start at 12 and reach at 3. From 12 to 3. 12 to 3. It is 1/4 of the revolution. So the value will be 90 degree. The angle formed will be 90 degree. From 12 to 3, 90 degree. Now what about 3 to 6? 3, if the hour hand of the clock move from 3 to 6, there is also a right angle is formed. This is also a right angle. Then what about 6 to 9? That is also a right angle. Then 9 to 12, that is also a right angle. So now consider this angle from 12 to 3, this right angle. Here from 12 to 1, 1 hour, 1 to 2, 1 hour, 2 to 3, 1 hour. So in total there is 3 hours in between a right angle. Consider this one, from 3 to 4, 1 hour, 4 to 5, 1 hour, 5 to 6, 1 hour. So in total there are 3 hours in between a right angle. Here is also 6 to 7, 1 hour, 7 to 8, 1 hour, 8 to 9, 1 hour. So there is a distance of 3 hours in between a right angle. Now if I say the hour hand of the clock move from 2 to 5, what is the angle formed? Here is also from 2 to 3, 1 hour, 3 to 4, 1 hour, 4 to 5, 1 hour. So in total there are 3 hours. So the angle formed will be a right angle 90 degree. This way also right angles are formed in a clock. Now we can go through some questions. First one, what fraction of a clockwise revolution does the hour hand of a clock turn through? First one, 3 to 9. What fraction of a clockwise revolution does the hour hand of a clock turn through? 3 to 9. Hour hand of the clock move from 3 to 9. From 3 to 9. What is the angle formed? From 3 to 9. Angle formed will be a straight angle which is equal to 180 degree. Angle formed will be a straight angle. When our hand goes from 3 to 9, it will be rotate by 180 degree. So to get the fraction, then fraction is equal to 180 degree divided by 360 degree, the total angle, the complete angle. 180 by 360 degree. Then we can convert this fraction to its lowest type. 0 and 0 will be cancelled. Then 18 by 36. We can convert this fraction to its lowest type. For that, divide both numerator and denominator by same number. We know that 18 is divisible by 2, 36 also divisible by 2. Divide both numerator and denominator by 2. 18 by 2 is 9. Then 36 by 2 is 18. Then we can convert this fraction also to its lowest type. 9 is divisible by 3. 18 also divisible by 3. Divide both numerator and denominator by the same number. Then 9 by 3 is 3. Then 18 by 3 is 6. 6 3s are 18. So 18 by 3 is 6. 3 by 6. Then this also we can convert to lowest type. Then we can simplify this one also. 3 by 6. 3 is divisible by 3. 6 also divisible by 3. 3 by 3 is 1. Then 6 by 3 is 2. So the required fraction is 1 by 2. 1 by 2. No need to do this much steps. From here itself we can find the answer. 18 by 36. We know that 18 is divisible by 18. 36 also divisible by 18. So divide both numerator and denominator by 18. 18 by 18. What is 18 by 18? 1. Then 36 by 18. 36 by 18 is 2. So from here itself we will get the answer. 1 by 2 is the required fraction. Second one, 4 to 7. 4 to 7. Here is 4. Our hand of the clock move from 4 to 7. 4 to 7. What is the angle formed? 4 to 5, 1 hour. 5 to 6, 1 hour. Then 6 to 7, 1 hour. Total 3 hours are there. So the angle formed will be 90 degree or a right angle. When the hour hand goes from 4 to 7 clockwise, it will rotate by 1 right angle or 90 degree. So the fraction is equal to 90 degree by 360 degree. Angle formed by total angle 360 degree. Then 0 and 0 will be cancelled. Then 9 by 36. We can convert this fraction to its lowest term. 9 by 36. We know that 9 is divisible by 9. 36 also divisible by 9. 9 by 9 is 1 by 36 by 9 is 4. 4 9s are 36. So 1 by 4. 1 by 4 is the required fraction. Next one, 12 to 9. From 12 to 9. Our hand of the clock move from 12 to 9 in clockwise direction. So this direction, 12 to 9. What is the angle formed? We have to find this angle. Is it? We have to find this angle from 12 to 9 in clockwise direction. Then how can we find this angle? We know that from 12 to 3, one right angle. Then 3 to 6, one right angle. And 6 to 9, one right angle. 12 to 3, one right angle. 3 to 6, one right angle. Then 6 to 9 also one right angle. That is 90 degree. So in total, here is 3 right angles. Is it? So what is the total angle will be? The total angle formed will be 3 into 90 degree. From 12 to 3, one right angle. 3 to 6, one right angle. 6 to 9, one right angle. We have to find this angle. We have to find this angle, and that will be equal to 3 into 90 degree. 3 into 90. When the hour hand goes from 12 to 9 clockwise, it will rotate by 3 right angles or 3 into 90 degree. The angle formed will be 3 into 90 degree. That is equal to 270 degree. 270 degree. Then how can we find the fraction? Fraction is equal to 270 degree by 360 degree. Total angle 270 degree by 360 degree. Then convert this fraction to its lowest term. 0 and 0 will be cancelled. Then 27 by 36. Divide both numerator and denominator by a common number. Then 27 is divisible by 9. 36 also divisible by 9. So divide both numerator and denominator by 9. 27 by 9 is 3. 3 9s are 27. Then 36 by 9 is 4. 9 4s are 36. 3 by 4. 3 by 4 is the required fraction. Next question. Where will the hand of a clock will stop if it start at 12 and make half of a revolution clockwise? Where will the hand of a clock will stop if it starts at 12 and make half of a revolution clockwise? Hand of a clock start at 12 and make clockwise and move clockwise direction. Make half of a revolution clockwise. That means it will turn by this way. Opposite of clockwise is anti-clockwise, and it is this way. This is anti-clockwise and this is clockwise direction. So if it start at 12 and make half of a revolution, half of a revolution means it will reach at 6. It will reach at 6. This is half of a revolution. Full revolution, half revolution. So then what is the angle formed? The angle formed will be a straight angle or 180 degree, and it will stop at 6. When our hand of the clock starts at 12 and makes half of a revolution clockwise, it will rotate by 180 degree. Hence the our hand will stop at 6. Our hand will stop at 6. Next one, starts at 5 and make 1/4 of a revolution clockwise. Starts at 5 and make 1/4 of a revolution clockwise. 1/4 of a revolution means 1 by 4 into 360. 1/4 of 360. That means 360 by 4, which is equal to 90 degree. So the angle formed will be 90 degree. Then starts at 5. Our hand of the clock start at 5 and we have to make a 90 degree angle. That means a right angle. So our hand will reach at 5 to 6, 1 hour, 6 to 7, 1 hour, 7 to 8, 1 hour. We already studied there will be 3 hours in between a right angle. So 5 to 6, 1 hour, 6 to 7, 1 hour, 7 to 8, 1 hour. So our hand will stop at 8. When our hand of the clock starts at 5 and makes 1/4 of a revolution clockwise, it will rotate by 90 degree. Hence our hand will stop at 8. Our hand will stop at 8. Next question. Which direction will you face if you start facing, first one, east and make 1/2, half of a revolution clockwise? Which direction will you face if you start facing east and make half of a revolution clockwise? We have to start at east. We have to start at east and make half of a revolution clockwise. Half of a revolution means half of 360 degree. Half of 360 degrees, 180 degree, a straight angle. So we have to make a straight angle. Start at east and make half of revolution clockwise. So we will reach at west. So or we will face west. So the answer will be west. Answer is west. Next one. Start facing west and make 3/4 of a revolution anti-clockwise. We have to start facing west. This is west. Start facing west and make 3/4 of a revolution anti-clockwise. 3/4 of a revolution means 3/4 into 360 degree. That is equal to 3 into 90 degree, which is same as 270 degree. 3 into 90 degree, that is same as 270 degree. We have to make 3 right angles or 270 degree. We have to make 3 right angles. Start at the west and we have to move anti-clockwise direction. Here is a clock given. Clock direction. Clockwise direction means this one. Clockwise direction. And if it is anti-clockwise, we have to move the opposite direction. Opposite of clockwise direction is anti-clockwise direction. So here we have to start at west, make 3/4 of a revolution anti-clockwise. So we have to move by 3 right angles, that is same as this one. West to south, 1 right angle, south to east, 1 right angle, east to north, 1 right angle. So now we will face north. 3 right angles are here. 1, 2, 3. We start at the west and make 3/4 of a revolution anti-clockwise direction and now we are facing north. So the answer is north.